in 15th, Oliver Kino begins 16th, Derek Lee 17th, Lee Jaeon 18th, Tommy Mai 19th, Kevin Huang 20th, Rinaldi Ido in 21st, Masdi Mardini in 22nd, Fred Ting 23rd, Haitham Abdul Kader in 24th. We've also got Longla in 25th, Thomas Ferry 26th, Mitchell Wee 27th, Ishan Pieris in 28th, and Derek Lee, who is assigned to 29th.
So there we have it. The cars are going to rumble around the famous Blanchiment curve one more time before coming down into the braking zone underneath the Bridgestone banner there. You're braking around here, and that's where the control line is. You can see there that white line means the drivers have to stop warming up their tires and get ready for the race. Samuel Cheng, the nerves are building. You can see there Mika Hakimi is also trying to get as close as possible. We are about to go green right now. We are hard on the throttle, and away we go. Coming down into turn one, then it looks like Mika Hakimi are they're going to go 3 wide going into the first corner there. Again, Lassau's very tricky corner there to try and get through, but it looks like they've managed to keep themselves going through there, and it looks like Mika Hakimi has managed to cover off Pariwat Jukan in second place, but Samuel Cheng has managed to keep himself up into first position as they go through Blanchiment and up Radion and onto the Kemmel Straight there. You can see all the drivers there, a couple of cars going a little bit wide through Radion, very scary situation there, and they're going 2 wide, 3 wide, do I see 4 wide going down into the braking zone here, and it looks like Samuel Cheng's going to try and defend from Mika Hakimi. He manages to keep first place with Mika Hakimi in second. No, Samuel Cheng, there's been contact, and there's another contact there it's all gone wrong. They're going into Sector 2. It's all gone wrong going through Lecom. For a lot of the drivers there, their drivers going all over the place there. Besmati Rata has gone off the track there. Quite a few other drivers have gone off the track there, and they've called a safety car period there. Full course yellow now descends on the track. What a spectacular run there. 3 wide going down the Kemmel Straight into the braking zone. Wow, I was on the edge of my seat. I don't know about you.
Well, that was an interesting race start, all right. I think some remarks by drivers is that they're probably not expecting that they're suddenly transitioning into a 40-minute long race, and of course, when you have a 15-minute long race, you have a quick splash and dash, or rather, quick, do it quick strategy. They've also got a 40-minute long race where it's all about patience. So let's see how this came to be. So unfortunately, some contact in front there. The Korean car came into contact with another Porsche and it slammed to the left or the right of the BMW and tried to rejoin the track, and that kind of sparked a lot of contacts that came afterwards, and that, in fact, warranted the safety car. So of course, driver safety. Still very important.
Absolutely, and your heart has to go up for Sam Cheng there, who's now in 25th position. He was at the lead of the race there. Unfortunately, he lost it at Lecom. Such an easy mistake to make. I know it looks like a very simple set of corners there, but it is actually one of the hardest series of corners to get right around here. And of course, with cold tires, all throughout the grid there, it's very tricky situation indeed. But Mika Hakimi, now he's in first position as he leads the field around for the full course caution. Yellow flags are out all throughout the track there, no overtaking, and they're going to pace themselves behind the leader, Mika Hakimi, right now. Pariwat Chukan there in second place, Yon Chilin in third position. It's been a fantastic start there from Yon Chilin. Dominic Ang in fourth position with Leonardo Oliveira in fifth, Sachai Natakunjon in sixth position, Aman Nagdev in seventh, Andop in eighth, Mohamed Zini in ninth, and Brian Pereira in 10th position. And it's been all action right now. I can't wait to see how these guys are going to get on at the resumption of activities. But of course, we've got to make sure the coast is clear and the track is safe to race before we continue. But wow, we couldn't have started the feature race any more dramatically if we tried.
Yep, that was a surprising race start indeed, and I'm not too sure if that's going to be a... Well, I mean, I think if you look at it this way, we had a very nice Heat 1 race, and that was, I think, quite good for the drivers. Mika Hakimi is in a race lead. and of course there are no more reverse driver inverting grids, so this will be the fight to the finish.
Indeed, and with the unfortunate situation that Im got himself into right now, the top Korean driver there is Lee Jae-on in 20th position, but it's now really turned the race on its head right now because uh, I mean, we were talking about form books and about who was going to be the quickest driver coming through there. I'm not too sure if we expected Mika Hakimi to be in provisional pole position. Talented as he is, he definitely has the talent to try and win this race there. But right now, the form book's just gone out the window. We, well, I personally am not too sure who is going to come out on top out of the top five drivers we see there because every single one of them has a chance of winning. And to be honest with you, there's quite a few names there further down the leaderboard that could also be in a position to gain big time. So it's really turned the complexion of the race on its head right now.
Oh, it certainly has. So, of course, the drivers are on a pace lap. So, unfortunately, because of the length of this circuit, the pace lap will be quite long. So, that will take away quite a portion of the race time. But not to worry, we will go back to racing. There will be no more yellow flags left in this race. Sim Racers Asia practice, just throw one yellow flag when when the going gets quite rough, and we leave the rest to the field to decide. Um, and yeah, so of course Mika came in currently leading Pariwa Chuka in second, and you can see Lin in third.
Going through the Fanyas chicane there. And again, this shot is brilliant because it shows how much elevation change is on the track there. We always think of this series, this left right section, as being flat, but it really isn't. You're actually climbing up towards Fanyas and climbing further on towards Stavilo. And this track is such a three dimensional circuit to try and get right. But they have it. There's some unique camera shots being shown off there by our director for Adrenaline Impact for our English broadcast there, Carol Allen, showing off his chops there just a little bit. Special thanks to him. He's been a huge help in setting up the stream and helping us out in the ASRF and getting all the broadcast details just right along with all of our other members as well. It's been a great collaborative effort from all the guys from the technical side of things.
Drivers running out another lap around Spa. I wonder if this is going to be. Wonder if the drivers will. If this will be the last pace lap, or if there will be another one. We'll have to see the safety car lights and look at the flames coming out of the McLaren. Always very interesting thing to see, and I think apparently this is the case in real life with the McLaren.
Indeed, the McLaren's got a fantastic form of anti-lag there that just spits out flames like you wouldn't believe. For those of you who are wondering, there is a reason as to why the McLaren spits out flames that long, not just for drama, but also because there's a system on a lot of race cars, especially turbocharged race cars like the McLaren, um, called anti-lag, and that's when you lift off the throttle. On a normal turbocharged engine, when you lift off the throttle and get back on the throttle, it takes a little while for the turbos to spool up. So what these guys do is they pump a little bit of excess fuel through the engine and what we call retard the ignition, set the ignition early compared to what it normally is, and that sets off the fuel that's in the exhaust system, burns the fuel up, spins the turbochargers up almost like turbines on a jet engine, and the byproduct of which are these fantastic flames that come out of the exhaust. Came from WRC, but we see it a lot in Super GT and, of course, in GT3 with the McLaren. Just a little nice bit of showmanship touch there.
Yep. So of course, the incident that started the race, not exactly the most pleasant, but I think most of the drivers are still intact. They are still racing. Um, that is oh, that is going to be another lap around Spa. So I hope the safety car goes back in now. The lights are still on, so I'm not exactly certain of what this is going to mean, but I do hope they will finish the pace lap quite soon.
Indeed, I do believe around this track you'll be around Puon, or Fanyas. So around the start of Sector 2, where we'll have a look at those lights and see if they go off, I believe, if not at Blanchimont itself. But yeah, it's a very long lap, but they do have to abide by the regulations there. But of course, this has given a massive, massive relief to a lot of the drivers out there because, of course, when it comes to these 40-minute races, you are talking about fuel loads and fuel strategies and who's going to be running light and who's going to be running heavy. A lot of the guys who are running with less fuel right now are really relieved, right? Because they are using a lot less fuel behind the safety car compared to when they are racing at full speed. So this is going to give open up a lot more strategic decisions and a lot more of the strategy and stuff like that. It's just gone out the window. They're going to have to think about it, but there's going to be opportunities for all these drivers coming up. 10 minutes have passed in the race out of a 40-minute race there. We've got half an hour of racing left on the clock still to go. We should be going fairly soon right now. I believe we'll have a look again at Blanchimont to see if the lights go off there. A lot of the safety car procedure has to do with making sure the drivers are grouped together correctly. So if the drivers aren't quite in position, they won't be able to start the race. Of course, these guys, they know what they're doing. They're going to try and keep that group as tight as possible. You can see there on the mini map how close they are to each other there. So I believe at the end of this lap, we should have a resumption of racing. Here's hoping.
So the lights on the safety car has been turned off, and that will mean that the drivers will proceed for a green flag run. Um, at the end of this lap. Oh, oh no, the light's still on. Must be
Yeah,
a graphics thing.
I had to sort of zoom in a little bit there, but it is staying on a little bit long there. Let's see if they come off anytime soon. It looks like he might. If we have to do another lap around the circuit, it will be a bit of a shame there. Of course, we can't wait to get back up and running again. But it looks like yes,
Oh
we're
no.
going to have to do one more lap of the circuit. Still, we had more racing than the Formula One race. Look on the bright side, folks. And the safety lights have gone off immediately after crossing the start finish line. So we will have a resumption of racing after this lap, at the end of this lap. So the drivers are now going to be focusing on trying to get some heat into the tires, heat into the brakes, get some energy into those tires, and try and make sure they're ready to go. But it looks like there's going to be one more lap before the restart of the race there. 4 laps have gone, 12 minutes have gone in this 40-minute race there. Just to refresh any of you guys who've just joined us, Mika Hakimi is in first position under safety car conditions right now. But Mika Hakimi is in first with Pariwachakan Tui in second place, Yuan Chilin in third with Sakai, Natakunjon in fourth position, Aman Nardev in fifth, Van Dog in sixth position, Mohamed Zini in seventh, Brian Pereira in eighth, Rinaldo Edo in ninth, and Tommy Mai in 10th.
Here come the drivers again for another pace lap. So, uh, I think you certainly wouldn't want to be behind the wheel at this point. I think because usually with these pace cars, of course, they have like NASCAR oval racing in mind, where one pace lap isn't exactly that long, but one pace lap around Spa is long, all right. So that was, I think, probably more than 10 minutes spent behind a safety car. So because of that, there will not be any more yellow flags throughout the race.
So Abdul Muiz Hakimi there in our chat box. It's still nice that Russell got P2 in the F1 race. Yep. So he's going to head off to bed now, and we are going to carry on having fun. Meanwhile, we've got a couple of other guys there. Yes, he had to head off into the pits there. I think he may have got some damage in the melee at the start of the race there. For those of you who aren't quite sure what's happened with the running order right now, there's a lot of drivers who ended up in an incident at the top of Kemmel Strait there, coming through the Lekon complex. We've got a couple of Sri Lanka fans there. I do apologize if I mispronounce the names here, but Sachitana and Jordan Fernando, I can pronounce that one. They say go Sri Lanka. I believe Brian Pereira is up there in 8th position there, really in a position to try and capitalize. And of course, as Chan Weihan there has mentioned, it's a 2-for-1 deal. When it comes to the points position, they score half points in the sprint race, and of course they've got double points here in the feature. So the total cumulative of those two results are going to determine who is going to win the event overall. But right now it's interesting to see quite a few of the drivers there getting themselves into position. The safety car lights are definitely off at this point. They're going to head, so that Porsche is going to head into the pits and we'll be on our way any moment now.
Drivers making their way around the final few sections of the circuit. So safety car should be heading in quite soon around the final chicane.
And there you have it, the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup safety car is into the pit lane right now, and we're ready to go. It looks like Mika Hakimi has managed to have a fantastic start coming across the line there, and it's go for Mika Hakimi there, and Pariwat Shukan comes in second place, but he's in the battle right now with Yuan Chi Lin, and quite a few of the drivers now are going too wide, and there's an accident at the start of the race there at La Source, and it looks like that's Mohamed Zini and another vehicle there involved in that incident there. Mohamed Zini has managed to get himself back into the race there. The car doesn't look too damaged, but we're not too sure what happened there. Well, Yuan Chi Lin is right now in third position. He's trying to gain some positions there, but it looks like the Porsche behind him of Natagunjon is going to try and overtake around the outside there, but Yuan Qilin manages to defend, keeping himself up into third position there. It's all happening right now. Mika Hakimi in first, Pariwat Chukan in second, and Yuan Qilin in third position. All the drivers now pushing as hard as they can. They know they've got the excess fuel. They know they've got the excess tire wear. Right now, this feature race has just turned into a sprint.
Oh, it sure is. So, unfortunately, a good segment of this race taken out. So, we've kind of missed the element of a short and then a relatively long race. But we'll still get good racing action nonetheless. And of course, for these drivers, it's all about pushing as hard as they can for the next 20 plus minutes around Spa. Such another Kunjon currently sits in fourth position. He sits behind UNC. They go side by side into the S's. Of course, Sajai tries to try to make the overtaking move, while UNC continues to hold third place. They're battling very closely together. The gap between them sits at, wow, I think 0.2 of a second, so that is very close indeed. And they make their way around the Paul Frere corner, and of course with new updates, you can make good use of the runoff of this track. Right now, the Ido in 7th, he's making a move on Fandog in 6th position, and they are going to go side by side into Blanchimont, and these I guess these benign left-handers where you can get away with full throttle in, especially with the recent updates. And that is going to be the Porsche of Daryl Brady. He attempted to make an overtaking move, but the battle still continues. Oh, a bit of mistake by Fandog. Still in 6th. He's going to probably. Oh, someone's had a contact behind.
Yeah, we're not too sure what happened there, but it looks like Ronaldo Ido, he's going to try and go for that overtaking maneuver there, and he manages to just about try and keep his car on the inside, if not overtake there. They're still going side by side there. This overtaking maneuver hasn't quite panned out there for Ronaldo Ido, and it looks like he's managed to just about get ahead, keep himself ahead of Brady there, but he's going to have to wait until the Kemmel Straight in order to try and overtake Van Dog there. But it looks like Daryl Brady is going to try and overtake Ronaldo Ito, and he's going to succeed in doing that coming into the braking zone here. But will Ronaldo be able to take back that position? No, he won't. That is Daryl Brady up into 7th position right now, and the chase is on for both drivers to try and catch up to Fan Dog there up in 6th place. Fantastic battling going around right now. They're still going side by side. This is not over yet by any stretch of the imagination. How close can you get without touching another car? They seem determined to find out, haven't they?
Yeah, Daryl Brady trying to push as hard as possible on Van Dog, and also coming under a bit of pressure from Rinaldi Ito in 8th position. So this is a very tight battle that is taking place. Both of them are bumper to bumper. This is Daryl Brady versus Rinaldi Ito. They are very close with each other, and wow, these two drivers are really, really good. Of course, you kind of have the fastest in each country, and very much the case with these two drivers. They are fighting very hard indeed. And the battle, the great thing about this is the battle is not just his, also the same throughout various points in the field. This one between Avila Baja and Tommy Mai, BMW versus Lamborghini, and this is another feisty battle that is shaping up.
Indeed, Avila Baja there, looks like he's got a slipstream going there. He's going to try and go around the outside of Tommy Mai there from Vietnam, around the outside of Blanchimont, not quite able to keep the car on the track there, but Avila Baja, ooh, it looks like there was a couple of cars there that gone off behind Avila Baja. We would like to see a replay from that, but it looks like there was either a coming together or they perhaps just ran a little bit too hot going through Blanchimont there. A very narrow piece of track. You're surprised to see how narrow it is. We're looking from the vantage of Tommy Mai in this, the Adrenaline Impact replay going around this corner there. It looks like Tommy Mai lost it on the curb, it appears to be. I'm not too sure if there's any contact there, but he did lose it through the curb there going through Blanchimont. A scary place to have an accident.
Yeah, that was scary stuff indeed. Certainly not one of those places where you want to lose control of your car. And the thing with racing, that's an overtaking move by Dominic Ang on Samuel Chang. So both drivers, I think they battled earlier on in the race. They are continuing to battle now at this point in the field. That is Michelle Wee in 18th position, which is being overtaken by Dominic Ang. So Malaysia, Singapore going side by side. Hong Kong, Macau also going side by side. This is a very feisty battle. 5-car battle pack at this point, currently being led by Dominic Ang, and he leads the rest of the drivers into the Lacombe chicane. So I think Michel going a little bit trippy over the curbs. Dominic continues to pull. He pulls ahead. He breaks away from this field. Very great driving there.
Indeed, Dominic Ang, absolutely a driver with the pace to really push himself up the leaderboard there. It looks like he's fighting his way from the back of the field to the front there, but he is leaving behind an incredible battle. I see Medirata, Mitchell Hui, Samuel Cheng, Derek Lee, Long Le, Lee Long, I should apologize, Mohamed Mazdi, Mardini, and Nicholas Fener in that battle. They might be at the end of the field, but these drivers are pushing just as hard as the leaders are in order to try and make sure they're not last. And absolutely spectacular stuff there. But it looks like Derek Lee there, he has got a front row seat to the battle between Samuel Cheng and Mitchell Hui. They're still side by side. They're going to go through Stavalo there. It looks like Mitchell Hui is just about able to keep that car ahead of Samuel Cheng there. They live to fight another day going through Blanchimont, now up ahead there. The long run up to Blanchimont, of course, this is where the slipstream takes over. And if you're not careful, we saw what happened to Avila Baja and to quite a lot of drivers over the course of the years racing around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit there. It looks like they've managed to get through nice and safe there, but it looks like further behind the field there, it looks like Derek Lee's going to try and poke the nose up the inside, not quite able to do it. In the meantime, just to report, Daryl Brady and Medirata have gone into the pits. How are we going to see the first of our pit stops?
Yep, so certainly pit stops are in order. A bit of contact between cars, but of course, with these cars carrying extra fuel, they'll probably have to put less fuel in, so that is a good consideration. Going full throttle, or going hard over Rouge and Radio. That is Thomas. Oh,
that's a huge accident. Oh no, that's Fred Ting. That's Fred Ting. Let's have a look at the replay there. going up through Eau Rouge and Radion, and it's very, very frightening through here. We've seen these types of incidents before there, and it looks like there was just a coming together, and oh, it's such a dangerous position to have that incident there. And look at that, Fred Ting flipping the car over the exit of Radion. That's gotta hurt.
Hurt big time indeed. And that's an unfortunate end to Fred Ting's run. But unfortunately, we do still have Masdi Madini representing Brunei Still Racing. So this is Fred Ting joining the pit party with the other cars on the grid. So Brunei running this team pay scheme that they do have. Very nice to see.
Indeed, national colours really popping out through there. That's Lon Vinghua in 17th position there, driving the BMW now. He's got a lot of cars behind him that he's got to worry about. In fact, the two Hong Kong drivers, Derek Lee and Nicholas Faner, are both behind him right now. Team HKG in action, beautifully pull up there. But meanwhile, we're going to have a look at the battle at the front of the field, and is really hotting up right now because of lap traffic, and it looks like Mika Hakimi and Pariwat Chukan there. It looks like Pariwat Chukan's managed to get himself up into the lead. We have a change of lead in the race. Pariwat Chukan Toi is in first position, but Mika Hakimi is not going to give up. Surely he's going to try and have a look on the inside, on the outside, every which way there, but Sachai Natakunjon is trying to overtake around the outside there. It looks like Mika Hakimi's in serious trouble there. He's being attacked from ahead, from the side, and from the back there. He's got Yuan Chi Lin also behind as well, but this battle for the lead of the race has just turned supernova right now. Mika Hakimi is behind Pariwat right now. He should get the slipstream, but so will Natakunjon coming up towards the inside there. He's managed to keep the nose of the Porsche coming into the inside there. They touch!
Oh, no.
They touch! Unbelievable! They touch multiple times coming into the braking zone there. And it looks like Mika Hakimi had to go into the escape road. That is dramatic stuff from the lead of the race there. He lost first position. Now he's all the way down into 5th place. This is earth-shattering for the race right now. This is absolutely unbelievable.
Well, there was an unfortunate contact that Mika Hakimi has lost his race lead. He's down to 5th position. It must be devastating for him. Yuan Xili moves up to 2nd position, and Aman Nagdev in 3rd. So it is a Thailand, China, India 1, 2, 3 that we have up front. So I think, we certainly would never have expected such an outcome in the race. This race has been full of surprises, very different from from Heat 1. So I think part of it could be because the drivers might have been tired out by the extra long practice session waiting time that they had before the race, and it's kind of resulted in I guess probably drivers being a little more fatigued than usual. Certainly in future events we do seek to do things a little differently to give drivers a better racing experience. So this is Avila Baha fighting up front. In fact, he's in 8th position. He's behind his countryman Rinaldi Ido in 7th. So both of them are fighting behind Fandog in 6th position. So a great battling, great racing action here. So it is, right now, we're coming back to some battles between Sacha Natakunjan and Mika Hakimi. So don't forget, Mika is one of the fastest sim racers in all of Malaysia. He has what it takes to clamber back his lost positions, and I hope he does so indeed.
Indeed, Mika Hakimi, the fight back starts now. We're at lap 10 right now. 28 minutes have gone in the race. Pariwat Chukan there in 1st position. Yuan Chi Lin in 2nd. Aman Nagdev in 3rd position. Mika Hakimi, the man we're watching right now, is in 4th place. He's just taken that position from Sachai Natakunjon in 5th. Fandog in 6th. Avila Bahar in 7th. Rinaldi Ido in 8th. Oliver Akido in 9th position. And Lee Jae-yon in 10th place. But most 40-minute races, we're usually starting to chill out, relax, and have a chat about strategy. Not this race. We're still seeing absolutely spectacular overtaking maneuvers there, and it looks like Derek Lee is going to try for an overtaking maneuver up at the top over Radion, and that's another rollover at Radion there. Derek Lee, they tried to go too wide through Eau Rouge, but too wide doesn't quite fit through there. unbelievable stuff there. And it looks like can't quite catch who that was behind there that got sent into the shadow realm, as they say. But unfortunately, it looks like that's going to be over for them. Daryl Brady, meanwhile, has a nice look at the incident. But wow, that was a pretty spectacular incident there.
Yeah, that was crazy. In fact, El Rouge ready on strike again, as usual. But if I look at some jostling between Mitchell Wee and I think are we in live pictures? Oh, there's a huge pile up between Dominic Mitchell Wee, and I think that is probably a BMW of Samuel Chang. So I think they managed to recover, which is good. We're now back with racing action. This is between Derek Lee and Masti Mardini. Let's see what happens here. What this is going to present for everyone. We are approximately 10 minutes to go in this race. Uh, Certainly you kind of see the outcome of the race. We actually have no idea what's in store for us. So the next minute might see some crazy change again. Maybe I guess maybe the battling might get even fiercer up front. And I think the great thing with such events is that you have drivers fighting all throughout the grid. This is Avila Baha. He's moving into the pits.
And that's another thing. Most of these drivers, are not all, if not all the drivers, might have to pit throughout the course of this race. Of course, we had a huge help with the safety car, so some of the guys who were running heavier might have the opportunity to not pit. But some of the guys who are running lighter might have to think about their strategies just a little bit differently as well. Lee Jae-yeon in 9th position. He is right behind Oliver Aquino. He might be close enough, in fact, to try and get a draft out of here. He might be able to close up the gap, perhaps a little bit too far away for an overtaking maneuver there. But as you can see, the aerodynamic effect takes over and the car just gets towed along nicely behind Oliver Aquino. Coming into the braking zone, Lee Jae-yeon has just gotten that much closer. You know something, if I always used to joke about the adrenaline impact midfield battle, but I didn't realize in this race it was going to be at the front of the field.
Mika Kimi up to 4th position. He has a gap of half a second to close with Aman Nagdev in 3rd, which I'm confident that he will have the ability to do so, to I guess give Nagdev a run for his money. So, these guys are very fast indeed. They're doing very well up front.
Indeed, they have Mika Hakimi. He wants to get on the podium. He's been leading for so long, and to be dropped down into 5th position, he wants more than anything else to be on the podium. But guess who else also wants to be on the podium just as badly, and that man is Aman Nagdev. This is going to be a battle that's going to wear on throughout these last 8 minutes or so as they go through Eau Rouge there. Oh, very close to each other there. It looks like Mika Hakimi might have an opportunity going through the bus stop chicane if he gets the drive out of Blanchimont just right. And it looks like he might have done. Aman Nagdev is going to try and defend on the inside. But look at that braking from Mika Hakimi. What a maneuver. He managed to outbrake and outdrive that corner from Aman Nagdev. But Aman Nagdev is going to try and fight back going into La Source there. But what a maneuver there from the young Mika Hakimi. Going through that first apex, he manages to keep himself up in position, and that's it. We see Mika Hakimi up into 3rd position. Will he be able to climb up further up the field?
And that was an amazing move indeed. And right now his job is to defend as hard as possible from Aman Nagdev. So if I have the opportunity to open up some driver bios, do give me a sec. Oh, Aman Nagdev is going on a comeback run. So both drivers going very close side by side down the Camel Straight. Aman Nagdev having a slight straight line advantage. He closes the door on Mika Hakimi and retakes 3rd position. So this is very close indeed.
Indeed, this battle, I believe, is going to go all the way to the end of the race if they manage to keep both cars in one piece. I spoke too soon there, but Aman Nagdev, I almost spoke too soon there. Commentators curse, geez, knock on wood, but Mika Hakimi almost proved me wrong just as I was finishing my sentence. Calm down, guys. But as you were saying there, this battle is going to go on to the end of the race if they keep their cars in one piece, knock on wood. What you were saying about the bios?
So yeah, just looking at the bios a little bit. Of course, Yancy, a very good friend of mine from iRacing China. About Aman Nagdev, he is getting into real life car racing quite soon, so certainly wish him the best in that. Of course, Mika Hakimi, all of you guys would definitely know over in Malaysia, he is a crazy alien indeed, and he's also very popular here in the Singapore community as well, doing a great job running the race side by side between Mika Hakimi and Aman Nagdev. Oh, this is good racing. Are they going to go flat out? Oh, Nagdev's gone on the brakes and Mika Hakimi is gone out wide.
Whoa!
Using a runoff to defend his position. That is a very much smart move, but is Nagdev going to go for the inside of the chicane? No, that's not going to be the case. Wow, Mika Hakimi retakes his race lead, and Nagdev goes into the pits.
I guess the car just couldn't quite take any more of the punishment there. But of course, if Nagdev's going into the pits, I suspect Mika Hakimi is going to have to go in fairly shortly indeed. But right now, we've moved up a couple more positions there. Yuan Lin is still trying to battle quite hard there with Pariwachukan first and second positions. Pariwat in the lead there, 0.3 of a second at the top of Radion. In fact, it's 2.2 seconds. Here we go. Another slipstream battle coming down the Camel Straits there. And Pariwat tries to defend, but Yuanxi sends it out to the outside there, hard on the brakes, but the Ferrari just a little bit better on the brakes there, going through Les Combes. But it looks like this battle for the lead is getting racy right now. They're trying to get as close to each other as they can. In fact, they're so close to each other, you could read the serial number of the cars on the rear bumpers there. That's how close they are. Going around the Brussels hairpin and into Signal Corner there, down the hill and coming up towards Puon. Yuan Lin still trying hard there, but these guys, they're so close to each other. 0.3 of a second is nothing in racing terms when it comes to battles like this.
Speaking of serial numbers, that number at the rear spoiler, under the rear wing rear spoiler, the rear view of that car, that's actually the group chat ID of the iRacing China community. So if I am not wrong, it is the ID number reads I can't exactly recall. Yancy's car. At the underside of the rear spoiler, you can see he's uploaded a photo of himself there. Very nice. I will just flip open my QQ chat very quickly to confirm the number. It is QQ group ID. You just give me a very quick second. This is 99978774. So if you're in China, if you use QQ app, feel free to join us on iRacing China.
Indeed, and he might give us an opportunity to read that number for ourselves. Yuan Lin tries to go for an overtaking maneuver around the outside of Pariwachukan. He tried to do a Mika Hakimi there, didn't quite pull off there. You could just about see the number on the rear wing of that car there, but now they're so close. In fact, they're down to less than 0.3 of a second there. Just a bit of a lock up there from Yuan Lin, coming out of the La Source hairpin and coming down towards the Old Star Finish Straight, and of course Eau Rouge and Radion. Radion, the name of the hill, Eau Rouge, the stream that runs underneath the racetrack, known as Red Water in English, coming down towards the Camel Straight there, formerly a series of high-speed bends, now a straight line where they can really show off their slipstreaming abilities. Coming into the braking zone there, Yuan Lin tries to go around the outside. Will he be able to do it? He keeps it on the outside. He keeps it in the apex there, but it looks like Pariwatui is able to defend from Yuan Lin there. What a drive there from the Thai driver. He manages to keep himself in first position despite the repeated attacks from Yuan Lin. This is absolutely stunning defensive driving from Pariwat Chukan Toi there.
So much credit to UNC also for putting up a great show for all of us battling it out. So of course right now, Pariwat Chukan probably has a lot in his mind. He's trying to defend himself as much as possible from Yanxi. Both very fast drivers. As you know, Yanxi is one of the fastest drivers in China. There are even faster drivers as well. We very much like to see them as well. Then, because it's good to see him racing. Yeah, the paint scheme that iRacing China is using kind of reminds me of Captain America style of styling that Yancy has kind of But by the way, the paint scheme is designed by Yuan himself. It looks like a superhero. You know, those kind of Power Ranger livery that you would expect from those Megazords by Right Now Sony Mercedes.
Yuan Lin, the next great Marvel superhero, perhaps?
Yeah.
He's definitely giving himself a really good opportunity there when it comes to driving. Now he's trying to get as close to Paribas, but of course, this track, there's quite a few interesting overtaking opportunities that you can do, but you really have to set it up. It takes about a sector to try and overtake on this track. So now we're coming into the white flag lap. This is the final lap of the race, and these two drivers are close enough that we cannot call who's going to win the race right now. Pariwat Chukan and Yuan Lin there first and second position, with Mika Hakimi in third place, and Sachai Nathakun John there in fourth position, with Fandog in fifth and Kevin Huang in sixth place. But let's see if Yuan Lin can try and overtake Pariwat Chukan there. He goes around the outside there. Pariwat's going a little bit slow coming around the outside there. Looks like he didn't quite have the drive there, and it looked like Yuan Lin has taken the lead of the race at the final lap, coming into sector 2 there. It looks like Pariwat's going to try his hardest to try and get back into position there. You can see how much faster the Ferrari is in these slow to medium speed corners there. Pariwat's going to go around the outside. He's going to go around the outside there. Will he be able to make that move stick? No, he's not able to make that move stick. He's going to try and go around the outside. We're going through signal and coming up towards Puon there. Another possible opportunity to try and overtake there. We're going on board with Pariwat Chukan right now, coming into the braking zone there. And it's just getting closer and closer and closer, but it might be running out of kilometers in this race. We've only got 4 kilometers to go for this battle. Coming into about 3 kilometers to go there. Pariwat's locked up. He's locked up. Could that be the mistake that seals the deal for Yuan Lin? Coming around the Fanyas chicane and into Stavelo, hard on the brakes and turning it into the corner there. Now to the curve, Paul Ferrer. And it looks like Pariwat's gone and made another mistake there. He's pushing that Ferrari as hard as humanly possible. But it looks like with 0.6 of a second there, Yuan Lin has managed to steal the race at the last possible moment.
Absolutely. So, Max, please take this race to the finish.
I was going to hand it to you, but thank you so much there. Pariwat Chukan there, he's in second place. Yuan Lin is in first position. The First Nations Cup is going to go to a Mercedes driver. It's going to go to Yuan Lin. It's going to go to China, and Yuan Lin wins the first ever annual Nations Cup final, with Pariwat in second position. Mika Hakimi fights back from an earlier mistake to come home in third position. Sachai Natakun in fourth place, and Kevin Huang still trying to battle hard with Samuel Cheng, and Samuel Cheng's not going to make it easy for Kevin Huang. He's going to have to try and drive his heart out, but he manages to take it home in sixth place, with Fan Dog there going to be in seventh place. Dominic ran out of fuel. Dominic Ang. Sorry, no, that's Fan Dog. I do apologize. That's Fan Dog. Fan Dog is just about run out of fuel there. He's not going to be able to cross the line, unfortunately. That is going to be heartbreaking. He's managed to come across the line there, but he's lost so many positions that he's managed to lose a position to Dominic Ang, to Samuel Cheng there. Haitham Abdul Kadir in ninth place. And it looks like the African and Middle Eastern driver manages to make it a top 10 for that particular sub-region of this competition, and Lee Jae-yeon comes home in 10th place. We're watching Nicolas Fener come home in 11th. What a race!
Well, what a race indeed. I think, it was action-packed from start to finish. And battles are still ensuing. This is Michelle Hui, who's battling with Rinaldi Ito, still going with each other.
And it takes a lot, I know, to render Chun Wei Hunt speechless, but when the battle for 16th place has you stumbling, it's been an absolutely fantastic race, hasn't it? Oliver Aquino, last man out on track, he's going to cruise over the line and take it home in 16th place. But wow, I don't think anybody could have predicted what have happened today.
No way. I had no, you know, gosh, I'm really speechless. You know, running. You know how unpredictable sim races Asia is. This is another kind of unpredictable. Okay.
When you have the entirety of Asia, the best drivers from all across Asia competing, it just means you cannot guess what's going to happen next. But Yuan Shilin on our provisional results here. Yuan Shilin has won the race there for China in first position. Pariwat Chukantoi there he is provisionally in second place for Thailand, and Mika Kimi is in third place for Malaysia. Congratulations to all the podium drivers. China, followed by Thailand, followed by Malaysia. Speaking of Thailand, Sachai Natakunjon is in fourth position. Best of the rest there. Kevin Huang has done Chinese Taipei and Taiwan proud there in fifth position. Shamil Cheng in sixth place for the Macau SAR there. Dominic Ang is in seventh place with Fan Dog eighth position. Hatam Abdul Kadir there, our Middle East and Africa representative, in ninth position with Lee Jaeon in 10th. Further down the field, we have Nicholas Van Der, Thomas Ferry from the Reunion Islands there. Mitchell Hui is in 13th place with Aman Nagdev in 14th. He tried his hardest there, but unfortunately had to pit just a little bit too late there. Oliver Aquino in 15th, Rinaldi Edo in 16th, Mazdi Martini in 17th, and Derek Lee in 18th.
Looking through the rest of the finishers, of course, Brian Pereira of Sri Lanka 19th, Avila Baha of Indonesia 20th, Daryl Brady 21st from Philippines. Of course, Daryl Brady is the founder of Sim Racing Philippines. Long Lei in 22nd from Vietnam, Siddharth Mathirata from India 23rd, Fred Ting 24th from Brunei, Eshan Paris 25th from Sri Lanka, Tommy Mai from Vietnam is 16th, Muhammad Zini from Singapore 27th, and Leonardo Oliveira, unfortunate to see him finish there in 28th from Macau. So of course, you know, with the point system, so that is Im Jo Hyuk, unfortunate incident there during the start of the race. He has to come home in 19th. So of course the point system is in place. It is a 2-to-1 ratio of feature race to heat race point system. So you've got the points that the drivers have, the points that they score here. They've also got the points they scored during Heat 1. So not all hope is lost for drivers who kind of finish maybe somewhere below the half of the field. I think, you know, the whole objective of this race is for everyone to get together and to celebrate what sim racing is all about. Its role in developing esports in Asia, in making motorsports more accessible in Asia. And I think this event has been a success in doing so.
Indeed, and it has been, and it's been wonderful to see the entire Asian sim racing community come together and really pull this off. We had a couple of rough edges at the start there, but it finished with a bang. Who could have predicted 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago even, that we'd be watching Yuan Xilin go around and overtake on the final lap in a thrilling slipstream battle to take home the feature race win there. But that has been an absolutely spectacular race, and all that remains for me today is to thank all of the members of the Asian Sim Racing Federation there, who really gave their all throughout the course of the race. Looking at the replay there, Yuan Xilin, he was right there at the sharp end of the field all throughout the race there, but it's almost like a Moto3, MotoGP race. You just have to be there and strike when the opportunity presents itself.
I'm just replying to some text in the race control. We will just resolving some conversations. Protest window is open. Drivers can fill in their protest, and the stewards will review the race.
Indeed, and judging by these last two races, we're going to have a long night ahead for the stewards there, so leave a light on for them and spare a thought for those guys out there volunteering their time and effort in order to make this race a success. In Joe Hub there, this must be the biggest story of the race, him spinning going through the Lecom section there, and unfortunately having to retire after sustaining damage there. He was right at the sharp end of the field there, so we would a real shame that we didn't see his true skill go through the field. But after that, we had a long, long period under the safety car, under yellow flags, but we managed to get the car racing again. We managed to get the ball rolling again, so to speak, and it's been a spectacular, spectacular run from there on to the checkered flag. We had Mika Hakimi as leader, we had Pariwat Chukan as the leader, we had Ranshi as our eventual feature race winner there. Spectacular stuff in the
Certainly an exciting race event. For just the drivers are doing this kind of a conversation in the Discord channel, so obviously assuring them that I think one of the things that comes with organizing a race event together is that, especially with this event, everything is community sourced, so of course we try our best to deliver the best racing experience as possible. At the same time, also worth noting that we are as much racing fans as we are race organizers, as we are community people, as you guys are. So, certainly this is very much a grassroots thing that we are doing. Of course, we do kind of have goals to make this an even bigger thing towards the future, because very much so this is the start of more big things to happen. We've kind of made a concept event work where we have communities coming together, the leaders of communities coming together, having one another's backs. That was what I really, really appreciated most about everyone. I really enjoyed the presence of everyone, and it's very much I have to thank everyone involved for making this event such a significant one that we all enjoy.
Indeed, it's been absolutely brilliant. A real, real pleasure to be involved in this event. Speaking for myself there, and hopefully you guys might even allow me back for yet more commentators' curses, yet more stumbling over names, and yet more on-track action. But it's been an absolute honor and a privilege to be here right now, speaking for myself. And of course, really, it's been a brilliant, brilliant race overall.